So let's now get into looking up equipment. So give me an example of what something to look up.
What a piece of equipment?
Yeah.
850M dozer.
850M.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the name column. Contains 850M.
8.
8.
Number 8.
Take the A out. Just A.
It's-
Oh, okay.
No A.
58.
850. Yeah.
M as in Mary.
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Cool.
So we've got those 850s. And then you can, I double clicked on that equipment text column, expand it all the way out. If you wanted to look at the details of each one, you've got that right in that list view. Model year, meter. So let's say I want to quote that NEDC 840 serial number. I first have to create an opportunity.
Is there a way you can tie a piece of equipment to where you can tie it to an opportunity, like an action on that blue link, to where you can create opportunity based off this equipment?
No, unfortunately. You have to go to the opportunity first and go to a quote off the opportunity. So from the account, I can click this plus symbol, and then it automatically fills in the account name for me.
Okay, so their estimated revenue, is that where they're putting in their price? What they want, think they're going to sell it for?
What they think the total
Yes.
deal
Deal's gonna
amount
be.
is worth.
Kind of like, it sounds like that first step in Salesforce where you just put a
Yeah.
Well, this is what's populating your pipeline.
Right.
And you have to update this. Remember, in Salesforce, they were, once you click the sync connection, when you updated the quote, it would update this pipeline. This does not do that.
Okay.
Quote is independent of the opportunity. So you want this, I mean, you know, an 850 dozer's about X number of dollars, get it in there close.
Yeah, because before you would just stick a number in there because it was going to change
Same
once you
right.
did the.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I
They
bet you
have all
got in there.
3 quotes. Is that?
Number.
Okay.
Yep.
And then it adds it to my list. Go there.
Would be perfect. If that's a native, click
I
box.
think so. I just want to test it out.
Yeah, then that's fine.
All right. So in the quote review tab, you can put in, is there a trade-in or not? Are they doing financing? When you're ready to do a quote, you do not hit the plus symbol over here in this quote subgrid. You hit the quote tool button.
Just out of curiosity, what would that plus button do?
It would
Starts
create
the
a
self-start
CRM,
Got it.
a CRM quote versus bring this configurator up.
Okay.
So it won't have, it won't work the same way.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, it's creating those, but this is a more of a, intuitive way to create a quote. Okay. So you got to put in a contact.
Bring up the hard way
For some
instead of the
reason,
wizard.
it's not bringing it up, but if I go to other accounts, it will bring up the contacts there, so you can, there should be a list of contacts at this account, but it's not showing up, where you can just type it in. You have to add a base unit, and 850 M. Now, if there are fewer than 60 occurrences, then it'll show up here. We ran into a situation yesterday where you type up to a certain point still had more than 60 stock machines. If that's the case, then you click on the magnifying glass. Might work better in your environment. Chrome's taking a bit. All right, so then you go in here and type in. We don't have categories yet. I mean, once we get the ERP, this will be a lot more features in here. But if I put 850M and then do a search, it'll show them all in here too. So this, you'd use this interface if you got greater than 60. You could just use it all the time if you wanted to. So you do get a little bit of information here. You got some hour information.
So then you don't need to know the serial. You could look it up by model without.
If you look it up there, you're okay.
That may be a lot easier.
Yeah, you
That's what I was
unit
thinking.
number.
Yeah.
Kelly, did you see that?
You can search by unit
The
number
advanced
there.
search.
Where did you get
Yeah,
the advanced
that's
search?
where I picked it from.
The
Yeah.
magnifying glass next to the model.
Yes, the magnifying glass next to the model.
Hit that, yeah, the little, right next to it.
Oh.
And then
That'd be much easier.
Just put 850M. I'll bring up that list.
But I'm guessing that table does not have
Then you don't
price
have
in
to
it.
worry about old school.
And then if you just pick, just,
Yeah.
on the left hand side, just.
So if they want to look at price, they need to use the other table.
Okay.
Yeah, just pick one, and then it'll populate it.
You can only quote one machine on a quote.
Hit
You
OK.
can have multiple quotes on an opportunity. But you can
Yeah,
only
that's all
quote
you
one
gotta do.
machine on a quote.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that works out better.
Is that a for everything, or is that a patch system issue?
Say it again. That was
Are we always just going to be able to quote one
until we
machine?
come out with a new product that has that feature, which we hope to in the future.
Okay,
But
that's not going to fix it.
All of
6
our
months with
customers
the
can only
ERP.
quote one.
That is
Right.
just how it is.
Right.
Okay.
Future
think-
being relative, is that like something we'll see in our lifetime, or?
hope so.
Okay. Okay.
With that attitude, he's going to take you out and kill you tomorrow. So probably not.
Yeah. That's up
So-
to me.
If it helps at all I think I kind of understand why it's one machine right now, because if you look at this add option, add attachment, add miscellaneous item, these other sections of the quote that we're not using quite yet, if you had more than one machine, the quote tool is not built to tell it what machine those attachments are going on to if there's multiple machines.
So that's a good point. So right now, the add option or add miscellaneous items, add trade-in aren't, we can't use those, or we
You
can?
can.
Okay.
That's what we fixed last night.
There we go.
Most of it. So we'll get to that. All right, so I'm adding that machine. Hit the plus symbol. Things don't work very well if you don't hit the plus symbol. You'll see it's circling up here to add it.
It's, I didn't. Why-
Now, as managers, you can modify the costs and the resale. Well, everybody can resell. But you'll see in here, you see the cost and list price. If I double click on that row, I can adjust the pricing. And at the bottom, we now have a 5.56% deal.
Note to you all that that's a rental unit and the cost is put
Is the
in
base
as their
price.
base price. So
Yeah.
that's not, you're not
Yeah.
really making 0% profit.
So if this were a new unit and you were to get an extra $3,000 from the manufacturer, that's where you'd go in and you'd adjust your cost, right? From 85,000 to 82,000. You'd have to make note of that in your opportunity, reduced cost price by $3,000 from X discount or whatever it is.
All right, so where was that again?
You double click on the row.
Why wouldn't you just go to where the discount details are, new discount, apply discount?
It'll apply to the entire quote. So if you have attachments with pricing,
Um,
if you do it as a percentage, it'll do it across the whole thing. So
So it's okay to do it in the case of like a dozer where there's really not attachments you're adding on there, you could do that.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
wanted it to apply to the whole thing.
it's also, do you want that discount to be shown to the customer or not?
Oh, that shows up on the
You
quote.
could if you're doing a discount on the resale, yes. It's on resale.
So if you populate the new discount where it pops up the little deal and add something in there, that's going to show up on the quote and show it as an actual discount to them,
Mhm.
not just adjusting the sales price.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you probably wouldn't want it. There's certain times where you would want to do
Sometimes you do, sometimes you
end of
don't.
the
Yeah.
year, 200,
Mhm.
you know, or
Right.
$2,000 discount.
So you can do either a percentage or a dollar amount discount off of list.
And is that where it shows up in the pricing details, that discount amount is where that pulls over to?
That screenshot. Send it to me.
Set your alarm to get out of bed, or
Yeah.
Alarm picking now. It's 8:50. Time to close my office door.
You get up there and get 4 solid hours of work in.
I'm already missing that one.
Tea time.
That reminds me, let me call the guys.
So once I added that discount, then I have to apply the
Play on,
discount.
fellas.
okay.
Click apply the discount. And you'll see the discount amount of $1,000 here.
But
I
that
don't know
will
if our
be
new
visible.
template actually shows that.
Yeah.
Discount though, so we'll have to look at that.
Okay.
All right, now let's put a.
Well, just so I see, Troy, but where did you add that, how'd you add that discount then?
Right, the new
There's a
discount.
New discount.
But again, that's going to show
customer
up
can
on the
see
quote.
that.
That'd be something you'd want to
Okay.
show the customer.
That's the theory anyway. We might have the template set up to show those discounts.
So
I'll be
the
testing
other discounting, like to John's point, we got X amount of percent, we calculate that to be $3,500. We take that off the DNet price manually, then we want to reference that in the notes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somewhere.
In the comments, see right there.
Can the salesman see that comment section?
Salesman can, but that doesn't go out to the quote.
That's fine, because
Yeah,
most
that's
of them
fine.
know if you're applying a discount
Yeah.
anyway, so it should be.
In that add list discount, it says, probably whenever the discounted percentage. So if I hit no, can I put a dollar amount in there?
That's what I just did. Fortunately, column still says percentage, but
Okay.
you put no, and that's the dollar amount versus a percentage. And then it calculated it as 1%. So then you can put attachments.
Right.
Can't put the actual. And you have to put the unit number, unfortunately. So if you know a specific unit number of the bucket you're quoting, you could put that in here. And then if you want to add it, put the price. And you can keep adding as many attachments as you want. Currently, the write-in on options is not available, but this notes section is where you would put, right now it's automatically being populated with all the notes, so you would modify this to have any other options you want to show up.
But the salesman can change the list price, right? If they double click on it, they won't be able to adjust cost, but they can adjust list price.
Yep.
Okay.
Does the 36-inch bucket part show up?
It'll show up on the quote. Yep, I'll show you that in a bit. So you can add cost of sale accrual kinds of items, PDIs, freight, warranty, 2-year, 2,000 hour. Oh. It'll get cool for a second.
Yeah. I think it's add.
Go ahead. You have to put in a delivery date before you can save it. Your salespeople will not have this drop down. They will only have save and save. Let's go ahead and print the quote.
It's not letting me. There it goes.
That's what it's in manual. Just do that. Okay. 36-inch bucket.
So here you've got who the quote is to.
See, you didn't look it up, right? You're here.
On the bucket.
Yeah.
No, it's on the add attachments on the right column.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
So then you'll see the equipment specs and how they showed up in here as one big text field because that's how they came in. So you have to clean that up.
So on cleaning it up though, like can you do, like on Salesforce, you can bold stuff and underline stuff and add bullet points. Can you still do that or?
So from here, this little floppy disk, to save it. You could save it as PDF or you could save it as a Word document. Okay? So then we open up that Word document.
Have a discount on it, or did you mark it to show on here, or?
So that's what I was mentioning earlier is this, we just got this new template put in here today.
Okay, so.
And the template isn't talking to the discount lines. It's also not putting in the price of the attachments. It's putting it as a total dollar amount, I believe. $93,000. Okay. The template we took this from, that dealer, Flagler in Florida, they only want to show a total number. They don't want to have line items, so their customers don't negotiate on every line item. So they built the template so that that's the aggregate amount. So if we want to change that, I'd have to have them reprogram that template.
What do you guys want? Are you okay with it taking all the attachments and rolling it into one, or do you have to have buckets of $1,250?
I don't think it's an issue with the buckets, but when you get to bigger attachments like mulchers and brush
Right,
cutters
yeah.
and stuff like that, then it will become an issue.
And there's sometimes like certain people want to break out the buckets and want to know just what that, so.
So in that case, do you just have them put it to Word and
Modify it?
Yeah.
Because what
let them
happened,
break it out?
what I've seen happen when you break it out, the customer all of a sudden decides he doesn't want something, and that's where we hid some money in margin, and we're in a bad situation.
But
I mean, there's situations where you want both. You
So-
want it all rolled
Exactly.
in.
Exactly.
So is
At
the-
least you could do it here.
By default, it's going to roll it all into one. If you want to change it, you just print this to Word and then you go in there and you make your changes. You okay with that?
Or Excel and use formulas if you.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, because a lot of times what I do on back is I'll build the bucket in for a cost, but then I break it out as a separate cost. And I'll tell you, I'll give you the bucket today if it's not. I want to cover myself, but the guy thinks he's getting the $1,500 value. That's versus our cost of $900. You know. So.
So is this an acceptable solution?
Yeah.
It might help with the approval thing too.
Just thinking, I mean, if they can change the price, so if you're adding that $1,500 bucket, you just want to add it to the price, you can just add it to the price. If not, you.
Oh, it did add it.
Mhm.
So that
you would just
bucket line got added to the equipment. It said 93 there, but the unit is really
Right.
90.
So it just lists the attachments, but not with the price. It's already rolling it.
Yeah.
And if you want to change that, you have to pull it to Word.
Yeah.
I'm going here and break it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Is that what you have in right now as Word?
That's what I just did in Word. Yep.
let's see.
That might help too, when y'all were talking about earlier, how they have to submit for approval every time they add an attachment. Now they may not have to, because they can just manually.
Write it in right here.
But
So what did you just save it and then open it and work, or how'd you?
I saved it. I had to put the delivery time.
Yeah,
Delivery
so
date.
I generated the quote,
And then print quote.
and then go to the,
And then there's
I've already
a
got
floppy
something on the
disk to
floppy
save
disk
it.
to work.
Yep.
And then just manipulate it out.
I wouldn't
So
teach
put
them
in-
to do that, because eventually this will go, those quotes will go into the system to be invoices. Eventually this will feed back in, and you may mess yourself up if they're doing that quote
Unless we
like
tell
that.
them their
To where
commission is
they want
based
Word?
off of.
If they're not putting the buckets in,
Because it'll be
If they just
saved
start
in the system
cheating,
as.
when we go to the ERP, this quote feeds back into the invoice. And so
through the program.
if they're not entering everything on the quote the way it should,
So they-
it's
so
not
they
gonna
have
get
to deal
invoiced correct.
right.
So I wouldn't teach them that. Tell them to do that.
Mhm.
Well, that could also go,
So
if
there's
you give
really
them a
no
sales
reason for
price
them
of
to do it.
20,000, they can just export it. to
Except it facilitates
to
the
18.
Well, they
conversation,
could,
I
they're just
guess.
not gonna get paid for it.
Right, yeah.
When you start
Okay.
messing with their
Yeah.
commission, they start to
Gives them more
listen.
freedom.
They listen more when you don't pay them for it.
Uh,
I mean, I agree with
Takes
your
one
future
thing, one
version.
time.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
that back in.
But,
as
I
long
mean,
as
you'd
they
also
can
want
get it to work.
If you did manipulate this Word doc, then you probably want to go save it back in the notes or something.
Yeah, you attach it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a trade work?
Yep, I was gonna show that next.
Talk about that for a minute.
hmm.
Now, go.
The whole process is to keep.
So now we got a trade in.
Although I don't think it will let them print a quote until it's approved.
Understand what I'm saying? So let's say Kelly says $85,000 is the price. And approves
So you
it.
can put whatever you want in the model field.
They export
For the
the quote
trade-in?
and change the date.
That's right.
$4,000.
Yeah.
Here's the financing option. So you can set up different finance options in the system. It's a configuration item to
Mhm.
set that up.
Does it calculate payments?
It's very simple. That other template, the one you didn't like, had more of a
Right.
schedule that it could put out there.
But this would say your payment is X?
I don't think it was template.
Okay.
It'll just probably say,
Well, it says rate of interest.
yeah, but it won't say the dollars.
Wait, where's he get
I don't know, I'm trying to still figure out how things calculate.
How did you get to that? It would.
There's a finance button after you save. You go and save again.
I don't think you hit the plus button when you did the finance though.
Right.
So can you hit select?
Select, choose that one.
But if you
Oh,
show
the payment
these,
is calculated.
There you go, Jake.
but if you show these to your guys, remember that there's a doc fee and taxes. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be estimated.
Well, they would need to add that to the price.
Yeah.
It need to be a finance price.
Whenever I quote finance rates, I tell them it does not include applicable taxes or
There
fees.
you go, that's perfect.
If you don't know what your taxes are,
Nothing's changing there.
You can export this.
Oh wow, whole
So
amortization.
They
Schedule,
can just schedule.
Second.
and then export that.
So,
Theory. Okay.
the ones are only up to a 36, I mean. that's-
Well, we haven't programmed it yet. I'll put that on the list of things to do. Approvals and finance.